Hello beautiful souls, and welcome to this week's video where I have hopefully a very exciting and insightful video for you. This is going to be a pick a card pile reading where we are going to be looking at what's going to come in for you during Libra season, which is September the 22nd, 23rd to October 22nd, 23rd. So let's get started. So for today's video, I have two different piles for you to choose from. We have the card pile on the left and the card pile on the right. So card pile 1, card pile 2. I am using the Gentle Heart Tarot, Astral Realms, Crystal Oracle and Soul Plan, Soul Transformation cards for this video so that we can see what's coming in on all different levels, energetically, and how you can really lean into Libra season, what it's going to bring for you. This is something I've actually been meaning to do for a while, and this is definitely something I'm thinking of including every single month in my videos. I just have so many beautiful tarot and oracle decks. I'd love to share them with you guys. So if you'd like to see this for every single season, so for Scorpio season, Sag, Capricorn, etc., just let me know. I would definitely love to be able to share this and do this for you each month. So let's dive straight in. I've already shuffled and intuitively picked the cards. So let's just see what's going on for card pile 1. Okay, so the first card that came up for card pile number 1 is Temperance from the Gentle Heart Tarot. And I think this is a really good sign because firstly, Libra season is all about the balance, bringing that balance in, right? Because we've just had Virgo season, which is like work, work, work. Not that Virgos don't have fun, don't get me wrong, but just Libra's like, whoa, let's chill for a bit. Let's take a bit of time for us. So already I'm feeling like balance, moderation. Maybe you've been going a bit hard, and this card is just reminding you in Libra season to take a bit of time for you to balance your self-care and your actions that you're taking or the work that you're doing so that your cups are a little bit more full. I also wonder if as well for some people it might be about balancing the masculine and feminine. Now, what I want to say by that is I don't mean gender. What I mean is the energies, the two different energies we have within us. So the practical logical side and the intuitive flowing creative side. So the left side of your brain is obviously very logical and practical, analytical, and the right side of your brain is very creative, very flowing. So it's about balancing those two sides of yourself. So maybe you're taking loads of action and maybe being a bit in your masculine as a result. And maybe this card is saying, hey, maybe it's time to step into your feminine and get a bit creative or in touch with your intuition, or going with the flow a bit more, or maybe it's the opposite. So I just want you to tune into yourself and see how that resonates. See if you do think that maybe actually you've been focusing more on the action and the masculine, and maybe it's time to take that more flowy, intuitive approach and trust. Or if it's the opposite, if you've maybe been holding back a bit and not really asserting yourself, asserting your truth, or asserting what it is that you want into life, and therefore you need to bring in the masculine and start taking that action. So definitely balance is going to be the focus for you. So that can be as joyful as you would like it to be. It can be that you look at this in a really fun way and you're like, great, how can I every single day in Libra season bring a bit more balance into my life, balance out those two sides of myself, balance out my life around me? What can I do to take those steps? How can I look after myself as well as focusing on the work that I love and I do, or my family and my friends, and vice versa? So that can be something fun that you can tune into rather than seeing it as maybe it's heavy and there's a lot. I think balance, as soon as we say that word, it's like, well, what does that mean? So you might want to sit down at the beginning of Libra season and journal, what does balance mean to me? How am I showing balance in my life? How am I not showing balance in my life? What are things that I could do to create more balance in my life? Those are just little things that you could journal on at the beginning of Libra season to see where maybe the discrepancies are, so that you can then come into a space of, okay, so if I lowered what I do with that and I upped what I did with that, that would bring a bit more balance, right? So that could be something else to look at. And also what I'm just hearing now is chakras. Maybe your chakras need a bit of balancing as well. I am personally working on my chakras at the moment. In case you guys didn't know, I am like, woo, with my chakras here, but not so much there. So my focus is balancing and connecting more to my lower chakras. So there might be something of that going on with you as well. What I'm seeing here is the solar plexus is coming up. So could be something about standing in your power, standing in your truth. And again, that links to Libra season because it's all about truth, beauty, and justice and love, right? So there's some interesting things going on with just this card alone. So that's pretty exciting for you on card pile 1. Then I picked Soul Plan Energy card. Well, actually 2 came for this one. So we have a card that fell out when I was shuffling and this card that I actually intuitively picked for you. So we're going to start with this one and then we'll go to the one that fell out. So this is Potential Manifestation, energy number 10. Direct spiritual connection, balance of divine male and female aspects. Okay, yeah, so there is a balance going on within in that respect. Yep. I didn't even take that in when I pulled this card. This is a very high vibrational healing energy. It's very, very intuitive. It's very connected to the spiritual realm and it's really just this service energy. Actually, what's interesting is this energy is connected to Virgo and Soul Plan. So I'm wondering if maybe you have been pushing yourself a little bit too much and that's why this energy of temperance has come in to say slow down. It's okay to rest, right? It's okay to listen to the seasons. I actually find following the astrological seasons really lines up with my energy and my focus. So for me, I'm actually following them just as closely as I am following the moon, for example. So that can be something that's really useful. So definitely there's this element of balance that's coming in, but the potential manifestation is essentially saying like, how can spirit permeate into earth to be of service? So the whole point of this is the service quality, which again, I invite you to approach that in a very balanced manner. But is there a way that you can bring your healing presence more into a group or a friendship space? Because Libra's all about those sacred relationships. And that doesn't just mean romantic, but your deep loving friendships and family members and colleagues and people you know online. How can you bring a little bit more healing presence into that space? So maybe that's just by being yourself, or maybe that's by sharing some of the loving knowledge that you have. Maybe there's something you love, like crystals, for example, that you don't normally talk about with your friends. And this is saying you could be of service by sharing that knowledge, because one person in that group might hear that and think, I could really do with that crystal. That crystal would really help me. So looking at how you can be of service in a way that's going to bring justice and equality and equity, right? Because that's what Libra's all about. So again, another really positive card for you there. And then the card that fell out is actually Speech and Emphasis. This is a polarity card in Soul Plan, energy number 17. Confidence to express a message to society and the world. So this could be something new that's coming in, maybe at the end of Libra season, maybe at the beginning. Again, it's going to be for you to intuit what you feel as you're listening to this. I'm trying really hard at the moment to empower people I work with, or my clients, or my friends, or people like you in my community, to really listen to their intuition. By all means, take anything that resonates from what I share with you, but always trust your intuition because it's right for you. This could be at the beginning of Libra season for some of you. There might be something you feel very passionately and strongly about. We call this the politician energy. I also think of it as the motivational speaker energy. So it could actually be that there's something you feel very passionately about. Maybe something that happened in Virgo season or before, and you just think, I have to talk about this, I have to share this. Or maybe there's part of this that you're going to manifest, right? You're manifesting, potential manifestation, bringing spirit into the physical. And that's going to be by speech, verbalizing things, because quite often we can keep the spiritual in our mind and in our third eye. And actually it's important to bring it all the way down, which, okay, I understand. So that is why you need to be able to bring it through your chakras and balance your chakras. Okay, this is making beautiful sense. Thank you, Spirit. So that's what's going on for some of you, is that you're going to be manifesting confidence to share your healing light, to share your healing message with society. So again, as I say, that could be small groups, it could be one-to-one. It doesn't have to be huge world stage. Don't immediately think to yourself, oh my god, that's massive. Doesn't have to be that. It can be something smaller, but definitely using your voice. So maybe for some of you that's singing, because actually the 10 can have a very musical singing quality to it, beautiful singers. And obviously this is speech, so there could be some singing involved. So that could just be chanting, for example, or singing to yourself to raise your vibration and to get you up in your energy. Or it could be actually taking it that bit further. Maybe you've been interested in sound healing, or using your voice to heal, like chakra toning, for example, is something that you could try. So another really interesting aspect aspect to what's going on. And then let's look at the Crystal Oracle. Oh, this is lovely. So this is one of my favorite decks at the moment. Actually, I'm using this a lot. This is the Astral Realms. Did I say Astral Dreams earlier? I did, didn't I? This is Astral Realms. Why did I say that? This is Astral Realms Crystal Oracle, and it's clarity, citrine, and the sun is what has come up for you guys. And you have some little scarabs and some shells, and obviously it's beautiful citrine and some more shells in the corner and the sun behind. So okay, yeah, I feel like this is really you stepping forwards a bit more, which is beautiful because you're going to have this clarity. So bringing in some citrine. Obviously citrine is good for manifesting in abundance. So again, we've got that manifesting quality going in. So actually there could be a lot of manifesting for you just in general in Libra season. Obviously Libra's connected to Venus. It loves shopping and beautiful things. So again, maybe just watch how much you're spending this month. Maybe just be like, do I really need this? Or is it just catching my eye because it's pretty? That might be a question to ask yourself, even romantically. Do I really fancy this person? Or actually, are they just pretty? That could be a good question to ask yourself. So clarity's coming in. I really like that. So we have this real message and insight for you guys here about having this divine spiritual connection and having clarity, the clarity to be able to share your voice, right? Because sometimes when we receive lots of ideas, we don't really know what to focus on or what to go with, and we go into a space of procrastination. And so I think this is actually great that this is bringing you some clarity. So if you do have citrine, I would invite you to work with it this Libra season, even though Libra is typically connected either to opal, or I have seen some people connected to pink tourmaline. But I would definitely say get yourself some citrine and charge that, and charge it with the sun. I know we often talk about charging crystals with the moon. You can also charge them with the sun, and I think because this card is connected to the sun and citrine, I would actually invite you to leave it out on a really sunny day on your windowsill or on the grass or anywhere that you can put it where it's going to be charged by the sun. And you can set that intention when you're holding that crystal of, let this be charged by the sun to bring me clarity, to help me manage my finances, to bring me abundance in a financial or in a, like, pick what's right for you, okay? But that is really interesting. So that is definitely what's going on for you. So you're going to be bringing in some balance so that when you've got all this balance and alignment going on within you, then you'll have the clarity to be able to speak and share your message and bring your healing and service energies into society. So this is really exciting. This feels like a good reading. So I'm looking forward to this card pile 1. Let me know if this resonates with you in the comments below. Okay, so let's look at card pile 2, and the tarot card that came through for card pile 2 is the Five of Swords. Now, don't panic. Yes, the Five of Swords isn't the most thrilling card to receive because it really is about you overcoming a challenge or an obstacle. So just take a minute to think, has that already happened in your life? Have you already experienced a trauma or a difficulty or a block and you're really trying to overcome it? Or if you haven't, then it might be something that's coming in Libra season for you to overcome it. So just keep remembering that Libra season is all about justice, truth, beauty, equity, and equality. So there might be some kind of truth that's going to come out and something that you're going to hear or find out about that maybe you didn't expect, or it's just going to kind of knock you off kilter a little bit. And I feel like it's going to be somebody close by, a family member, and I am getting a masculine energy. So that could be a brother, could be a father, could be a friend, could be a lover. So just keep an eye out for that. But there's something that's potentially going to be revealed to you. And this card is just saying, take a minute. You don't have to rush through this, okay? You don't have to immediately jump to the next thing or jump to a conclusion or jump to fix it. Just sit in the presence of those feelings for a moment and allow yourself to feel it first, because obviously that's how you can then release it, and then really deliberate about what the most diplomatic thing you can do, the most loving thing for you, but also to other people, because Libra is the diplomat, right? So if you're going to assert your truth, you want to be doing it in a way that you're going to look back on it and still be proud of what you said and who you were in that situation. This isn't about rushing headlong in and saying things in the heat of the moment. This isn't Sagittarius. I'm joking. This is definitely about you taking a minute for yourself. So maybe just going within a little bit and just seeing what's coming up for you. I'd be interested to see how this card comes up for you. Do let me know. Then the soul plan energy that we have for this month for card pile 2 is finality and solution. This is card number 18. It says finality, decisions, and past life integration. So we have here a figure with these past life influences, and at the bottom they have the choices. Do they go with the material or do they go with spirit? So what I'm really getting actually from this card is the finality point. Something might be ending for you in Libra season. Now that could be the difficulties that we've talked of with the Five of Swords are ending and you're able to come into a new spot, but there might be something else that's actually going to end for you, and that's actually okay, because obviously see Scorpio as all about death and rebirth. So by the Scorpio season, I think maybe you'll be starting to feel a little bit like you've gone into that depth a little bit more. So this could be happening at the end of Libra season. So I just want you to be mindful of that. There's no need to have any fear or worries or concerns because it's all part of your path. This has this past life influence, which to me is very karmic. So there could be a karmic relationship that's coming to an end. You've both fulfilled what you needed to. Your souls have already agreed up in spirit, right? What you're going to do for each other in this lifetime. Maybe you've already done that and it's time to go on and have your next karmic experience and help with your soulmates and your soul contracts in other relationships. And I'm not just talking romantically here. So as I say, I was getting more of a masculine figure with that Five of Swords, but that could be something different that you're receiving and that you're experiencing in your life. So I just want you to be aware of that I think there's something that needs to end. Now, the other thing that could be ending is this time of challenge, as I say. There's also this decision quality. So the 18 is really goal orientated. It wants to go out, it wants to do things, it wants to achieve things. So you might find that you're feeling a little bit more focused on achieving your goals in Libra season, which is interesting because Libra is quite a passive, gentle energy, but you might feel a bit fired up. And it could be that this situation fires you up and you're like, enough, I'm going to go off and do this because it's right for me and I've been putting it off for too long. No more. I deserve what I want in life. I'm going to go out and get it. So you might actually make a decision and take a path. Maybe there's been a fork in the road for you and you're like, finally I have the clarity and the ability to see that this isn't working for me anymore. Standing in the middle of the road and not being able to decide, I'm going to go this way. I'm just going to try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't matter because there'll be another fork in the road further down the path. So I think there's something you're going to be deciding, and there's something that's going to be ending, and there's something that you're overcoming or that you will be in the process of overcoming that, as I say, this truth might come out that might at first throw you. So just remember to ground yourself and take a minute to react in a loving, diplomatic way, and then you'll be able to navigate your way a bit more through that. And then the final card that we have from the Astral Realms Crystal Oracle is this beautiful card with Emerald, Mercury and Cognizance on it, and I really like this card actually. I'm not sure what flower that is, but it's got the Mercury planet behind, this gorgeous emerald crystal, and then this eye which is echoed behind. Definitely this is going to be calling upon you to tune into your intuition a bit in Libra season, which is really fascinating because the background of this card is very soft and gentle. You've got a lovely rainbow here and here, very calming energy, and then you've got this really strong dark emerald crystal which is quite natural. You know, it has quite a natural edge of rock next to it, and then you have this really big strong Mercury element. So Mercury is obviously the planet of communication, right? And we all know when Mercury goes retrograde, life's a bit crazy, and I think Mercury is in retrograde from the end of September. Yeah, so okay, that makes sense. So we've got a bit of Mercury retrograde going on. Okay, so guys, if you have any exes reach out to you, please do not reply. Definitely not if you've picked card pile 2. The energy in this card pile is like you'll just be creating difficulties for yourself if you do engage with your past, okay? That makes sense with the past life energy that's coming in with the card 18. So yeah, don't go backwards. Don't look backwards. Don't think backwards. Don't reminisce and be like, oh, they were the good times. They weren't. Even whether that's romantic or whether it's like, oh, when I was younger, life was easier. No, where you are headed is going to be just amazing if you can release the past and focus on your goals, right? So I think you're going to need to tune into your intuition and also just receive information as well, because this eye here with the eye behind it to me is almost like your higher self, your spirit guides behind you, sending you the messages that you need, the signs that you need. So it might be a really good idea actually to connect and communicate with your guides and your higher self a bit more in this season and say to them, what do I need to know? Can you send me a sign or a message via X, Y, and Z? Guys, remember to be really specific, you know? Don't just say can you send me a sign in 48 hours of a penguin? Be like, can you send me a sign in 48 hours of a penguin through television or something like that, right? Make it as specific as possible, because spirit can be really cheeky. They can have a good sense of humor, and you know, just because they're up there doesn't mean they don't know how to have a laugh, but they're definitely going to be there to support you and therefore support you through your intuition and your knowing. So I just really invite you to listen to that actually throughout the season, is be aware of that. So already this Mercury retrograde I think is going to be quite powerful for you, so just again be aware of that. Gosh, I can't believe that Mercury's come up and it's going to be Mercury retrograde. Oh Why does that happen? I'm so gutted. I think it's literally Mercury retrograde. I'll check the dates. I'll put the dates in there for you guys somewhere here. So again, you might want to work with the emerald crystal. So that could be getting a small tumbled piece of stone, or maybe finding a piece of jewelry. I think a piece of jewelry would be really nice actually. I just invite you to put that out into the universe. If you don't already have emeralds in your crystal collection, just universe, can you help me find, or please bring to me an emerald piece of jewelry or an emerald stone or an emerald whatever that can be my protective talisman throughout this season. Please help me with that. So this is another really interesting thing for this reading. I'm really intrigued by both of these. They're quite different readings that we've had today. So that was the reading for card pile 2. Let me know how that resonates in the comments below, and that might be at the end of Libra season once everything has happened. And I will do another one of these readings if you enjoyed this for Scorpio season, so that'll be the 23rd or the 22nd of October. So let me know if you guys would like that. I definitely think it'd be quite nice to have this every month to just see what's going on. And I hope that you've enjoyed this reading, and I will see you beautiful souls in next week's video. Oh, rings. Ring-a-ling-a-ding-ding. She's a maniac on the floor, and she's dancing like she's a maniac on the floor. This is going to be a pick a card. This is going to be a pick a card. So we have a card that fell out when I was shuffling. Why did I struggle with that so much? So we have the card that came